Okay. You just come here to my side now. Just introduce yourself and remind people that it's a Catholic resource area for us. Okay, you want to begin making your way back to your places if you're not at your places yet. We should have a school bell, so I'm going to go and wander the hallway and ring the bell. Okay. One of the questions that we're asked all the time when we talk about these social issues, and all of us are so aware that there are all of these things and that something needs to be done, and we always wonder, we wring our hands and say, what can I do? What can I do? And so today we have here with us a whole variety of people who are prepared to answer that question for you, what can I do? Because there are people who are out in the field getting their hands dirty, people who are actively pursuing these issues that are related to the cause of justice in our society, in our city, in our state, and elsewhere. So today the people that we have here are just a sampling of the many, many different organizations that are involved in trying to create a more just society throughout our area and within our communities. So what I'm going to ask them to do is to briefly introduce themselves and to talk a little bit about what they do and what they can offer you. Vendors, I am going to ask that you do it briefly. I'm not going to time you, but I'm just saying that food riots are not unheard of, and we don't eat until you're done. Okay? So, without further ado.
Hi, I'm Marcia Williamson. I am honored to own the Mustard Seed, the Catholic bookstore in Rapid City. And can you hear me better? Okay, I'm honored to own the Mustard Seed, the Catholic bookstore here in Rapid City, and we offer a variety of resources, conversation, all types of information for Catholic Christians, and actually we're available for other Christian denominations, have come in and asked for certain things too, so we're proud to kind of be a resource center. We are always open to getting new suggestions. Even today, some people have told me about some new things that they are hearing about, so we like to get them in the store. So I appreciate being invited here today, and I also appreciate your input and your business, and we look forward to continuing to be a Catholic business presence here in Rapid City.
Hi, my name is Lisa Allison. I'm the Executive Director for Cornerstone Rescue Mission. We are the only homeless rescue mission in western South Dakota. So we serve Rapid City and surrounding counties and states. We have 5 facilities in Rapid City. One is the main mission, which has our men's mission, our veterans mission, and we have a public soup kitchen so that anybody who wants to come in that needs food can come in 3 meals a day, 365 days a week. So we do serve a lot of meals to the working poor in Rapid City, and we serve 450 to 500 meals a day. We also have a separate women and children's mission, which we just opened up. So we had an old house and now we have a nice place. So we're excited about that. We do have our own daycare. So women and men who are out looking for work can drop their children off. It's hard to go for a job interview with 3 or 4 kids in tow, and we can help them with that. We do have our own apartment complex, 24 units of 2 and 3 bedrooms, apartments that are fully furnished that people can move into when they transition from either of the shelters. And we also have a thrift store. So all of the proceeds from the thrift store go to sponsor and fund our Women and Children's mission. So for all of you who donate by coming and serving meals at the mission or dropping off donations or anything like that, we are extremely grateful for all the work that you do. We work with some of the poorest of the poor in the community. We take in inmates from the prison system. I used to be a parole agent, so I am very familiar with how the Department of Correction works in South Dakota. And we help anybody. We also help anyone that doesn't even have to stay at the mission. Probably 50% of one of my case managers' work is helping people that just come in off the street. And so, anyway, thank you for all that you do to support us, and we are just honored that we were invited to be part of a great group.
I am Sister Teresa Ann Wolf from Mother of God Monastery in Watertown, South Dakota. And I have quite a few materials and resources and handouts and prayers on human trafficking. And so I'd be happy to talk with anybody about that. And I just found a friend who works with Hispanic ministry. And I also have a background in Hispanic ministry. So I'd be happy to talk to anybody about that also.
Well, buenos días. My name is Maria Muñoz, and I'm originally from Mexico. I've been living in Rapid City for 31 years. I am not a vendor, but I am here to speak to you about a special program, nonprofit organization here in Rapid City. I will read it to you because I will be explaining it in better words than my own words. So you might have these within your folders, but I just wanted to remind you, this program is called the Literacy Program of the Black Hills. It's a non-profit organization, and I'm going to read it. First, I wanted to tell you these are dedicated to serve the literacy needs of our community. The Literacy Council of the Black Hills provides free, confidential, one-on-one tutoring to adults and teens in basic reading and writing skills, as well as English language learning. We conduct tutor training workshops to prepare volunteers for instructing and mentoring adults and teens who need literacy assistance. Our council seeks to collaborate with all organizations involved in promoting literacy and assisting learners. The main directors of this program couldn't come today, so I volunteered to speak to them because one of our, we're not an organization, but we are a ministry. We have, my main parish is Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church, and we were blessed by this program. I personally was blessed 15 years ago through this program. And as you know, when we come from another country, we confront many barriers. But number one barrier that we confront is the language barrier. And we all come, to search for a better opportunity for our families. But we don't know the language. There's many limitations that we get. Thanks to this program, it really helped me. So later on, I was blessed. So I want to share that blessing with others as well. And we developed a program, ministry at Blessed Sacrament. It's called Overcoming the Language Barrier. And it's assisted by this program. It's free, and they provide us with the mentors. And these tutors and mentors, they just offer their hearts, 1 hour, one-on-one, according to the time and day of the tutor. You don't need to know Spanish or any language. It's open to all cultures to help. You just need your heart. And right now we have at Blessed Sacrament 40 students, adults, benefit by this program. And they all really, the tutors are trained well, because one thing is to teach children, the other thing is teach adults, because you're also dealing with the culture. And so this is a wonderful program. There's so many out there waiting for many of you who have the heart, the willing to change their lives, because you're not only changing that person, but this program this program opened the doors for many out there who wants to develop themselves socially and spiritually. Because we also, when we come to this country, we live our faith. We bring with us our faith. And sometimes affect us too, because we stop going to church because we don't understand. But if we know the language, it helps us to be united together as one body in Christ. So this is all I wanted to share with you. Pray and open your hearts. And this program has his, you can call the library. The libraries also help us, and so they can give an information about it. So, and also call Blessed Sacraments. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Good morning. My name's Abby Sharp, and I am a case manager at Working Against Violence, or WAVY. We are the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center, so we serve men, women, and children who are victims. We have a 13-room shelter that women and children can come when they are in immediate danger. Some of our services that we provide is an extensive case management, so we help victims understand the dynamics of domestic violence or sexual assault, understand the effects that they can go through and the effects on their children, and then we help find them resources for housing, employment, daycare, any of their goals that they want to accomplish. We do court and legal services. So I have an office over at the sheriff's office, so I read all of the domestic violence and sexual assault reports, and I help them through the court process, so helping if they want to drop charges or pursue charges, and then I go to the court hearings with them just to provide emotional support and to make them understand what's going on. And then all of our case managers, there's 5 of us, are trained to help with protection orders. So we help file and fill out and go to the hearings with them. And then we do support group and a lot of other services. We do rely on a lot of donations since all of our services are free. So personal care items. During the holidays, we offer our clients to come shop in our Christmas room. So we're always looking for donations of toys. And then we're always looking for volunteers to help sort donations or provide child care, or we do ED response. So if a victim of sexual assault goes to the hospital, we respond and help them through the exam. So there's a lot of volunteer opportunities. So yeah, that's WAVY.
Hi, I'm Diane Ainge. I'm president of the Rapid City chapter of Right to Life. And in your booklet, it does have the South Dakota Right to Life mission statement. Ours is the same. Our purpose is to educate through presentation of detailed and factual information about fetal development, abortion, alternatives to abortion, infanticide, euthanasia, and related issues upon which individuals and the general public may make informed decisions. We have, our whole purpose is educational. We have many different things that go on. This coming January 22nd, you're all invited at 7 o'clock to St. Therese Parish, where we're going to have our Roe v. Wade Memorial Observance. During the summer, we participate in Hills Alive, and we give out a lot of information and talk with young people as well as a little more seasoned individuals. Then we also have 2 booths at the Central States Fair, and in order to engage people, we play a game, and that's a time for them to win a free prize. That's a pro-life type of prize. It's also an opportunity to pass on a little education, and they get to pick questions, and it can be a fun time, and we get a lot of people to stop by. We also participate in the Central States Fair Parade. We have an essay contest, which just ended yesterday, and the state also has a contest that we're we participate in. We have materials available for various programs. It's for religious ed programs, for teachers, for other types of public programs that people might have or want. And we would provide speakers if they're requested. We do try to help educate people on legislative issues, and we send out a newsletter 4 times a year. All of the materials that we distribute are free. And last year we spent a little bit over $1,000 just to get the booth for the fair and for Hills Alive. And we spent a little over $7,000 for materials which we distributed. So we're always looking for donations because in order to buy these things we need the funds. We get our other funds from memberships, also from fundraising events. For instance, in December we'll be at the Angel Bazaar, and we're also selling Christmas cards, so you all have the opportunity to help out. Christmas cards are $1 each, and so if you can help in any way, that would be great. We need prayer. Our whole thing, we need prayer. Excuse me. We also need volunteers. We have a list on our table for people to volunteer, and it could be for an event. If you do crafts, knitting, crocheting, if you like to do computer work, stuff envelopes, do photography, as you can gather, there's a whole lot of things that people could do in order to help Right to Life. Basically, if you have a talent or something you enjoy doing and you would like to work with Right to Life, fill out one of our volunteer forms. We'll contact you and we'll find something for you some way in which you can help us. We'd also like to expand working with teens and young adults. And so if you are interested in working with different age group individuals, please let us know. New chapters are just forming or have just recently formed. One is in Hot Springs, one is in Custer, and there's a new one forming in the Northern Hills. So if you would be interested in information or you know anybody who lives in those areas who might be interested in working with Right to Life, please have them contact me either by phone or by email, and you can get the information over there. And we look forward. There's a lot of work to do, and there's something for everybody. And everybody can offer prayer. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, I'm Miller with South Dakotans for Responsible Lending. And I cannot read my own handwriting. Sorry about that. I'll fix that. Okay. We are an unlikely alliance of activists united in opposition to usury. Well, not quite. You see, in 1980, this state repealed what laws we had against usury, and since then, any interest rate, no matter how exorbitant, is completely condoned. Fun. Because of that, payday lenders are averaging 574% interest. Take out $200, maybe $300, you end up having to pay $800 back. Title loans charge similar interest rates, except they loan thousands, demand the same 500%, and if you don't pay up on time, they take your car. So imagine that. People desperate enough to subject themselves to usury, and then they don't have a way of getting to work. That's what necessitated this petition here. This petition caps interest rates on loans at 36%. Now, I know that's high. I'm sure everyone in this room would love to see their savings account get 36% interest. That'd be nice. Be more than the postage. But we had to go to 36% because we've seen that survive lawsuits in several states. There are certain federal laws of very limited applicability that cap interest rates on loans at 36%. Most people aren't covered by those. Again, right now it's totally open season in this state. This petition will change that. Because of that, Rod Acox of North American Title Loans, he's in a bit of a bad mood. He has written a decoy petition, he's hired an out-of-state company, driven dozens of people halfway across the continent, all the way out here to Little Rapid City to circulate that decoy petition and harass me while I'm trying to collect signatures for the real petition. I've had to dial 911 3 times. Twice I've been followed through rapid. Just yesterday I finally managed to get a restraining order. Back to the petition. We need 13,871 signatures by the end of the month. These need to be valid signatures. I've been completely disabled. If I go in public within an hour, often within 10 minutes, people from Silver Bullet, the company with the decoy petition, they'll show up and start shouting over me. They say I work for the banks. That's one of very few ways to insult me, by the way. Call me anything but a banker, okay? Anyway, I can't get enough signatures myself. I need your help. We need your help. I have petitions you can sign in the booth back there. I also have petitions for you to take with you. These petitions hold 12 signatures each. Do you have a dozen friends? Get them to sign. Do you have a spare weekend? I can get you walk lists. That will give you the address of every registered voter in your neighborhood. If you're a little more adventurous, I can get you a walk list for the areas hardest hit by payday loans. North Rapid. That's what I've been canvassing for the past 2 weeks. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dale Barcher. I am Executive Director of a ministry called the Family Heritage Alliance. We're only 5 years old. We're a young ministry in the state of South Dakota. We have offices here in Rapid City, where we are headquartered, as well as in Sioux Falls. God's favor has been a remarkable thing to see. We have a touch to some 700 churches and parishes across the state of South Dakota. We're a public policy organization associated nationally with such groups as Focus on the Family, Family Research Council, and ADF, Alliance Defending Freedom. We're grateful for those national associations. They bring South Dakota perspective to a national base. But here in the state of South Dakota, we're busy throughout the year, but particularly January, February, March, we're boots on the ground in Pierre. I'm a lobbyist along with 3 other of our staff members, and we lobby both sides of the aisle when it comes to our family values. Our values are very clear. We are championing here in the state of South Dakota our values of faith, family, and freedom. Our vision is very clear. We would that South Dakota be a state where God is honored, religious freedom flourishes, families thrive, and life is cherished. I'm a born, raised, corn-fed South Dakotan. I love this state. My home is Mitchell, South Dakota, but I am so grateful to live here in the beauty of the Black Hills of South Dakota. So we cherish our values. So when we go to Pierre this last year, there were 33 different bills and or resolutions that we either opposed or supported during the legislative session. Back here at our display, right by that lamp back there, you can pick up your copy of our FHA, Family Heritage Alliance, scorecard. And on that scorecard, there are 15 different bills that we scored our senators on, and 18 different bills that we scored our House members on. We live and breathe by the rule of former President Ronald Reagan. He once said, "The person who agrees with you 80% of the time is a friend and an ally, not a 20% traitor." So that legislator that agrees with us 80% of the time, we are grateful for them. We consider them a friend and an ally. Now that being said, we will do everything within our ability to move them from 80% to 81%. Wouldn't that be good? And so we work hard in Pierre on behalf of our family values. You can also stop back there and pick up a brochure on the Family Heritage Alliance to learn more about our ministry here in South Dakota, as well as some of our items like the cost of profit. We oppose any expansion of gaming and gambling in the state of South Dakota due to their secondary negative effects on families in our great state. I also want to invite you to an event that we have coming up. We do a lot of events here across the state of South Dakota. On November the 18th, it's a Wednesday at 11:30 at the Open Bible Christian Center. We are bringing in a man by the name of Matt Sharp. Matt is a legal counsel, chief legal counsel for ADF, Alliance Defending Freedom, out of Phoenix, Arizona. He's going to come in. This is our annual South Dakota Religious Liberty Town Hall Tour. So we're going to be hitting the cities of Rapid City, Aberdeen, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls on a religious liberty town hall tour. He's going to address what's happening on the attacks on our religious liberties and freedoms on a national base. And then he'll talk about South Dakota and what we can do to help protect our God-given, constitutionally protected religious freedoms. So on behalf of the Family Heritage Alliance, it's an honor again this year to be in the house. One of my famous mentors once said, as a public speaker, Dale, remember this always: stand up so you'll be seen, speak up so you'll be heard, sit down so you'll be appreciated. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Kane Shagla, and I'm with Love Inc. And I did copy just a little information on my phone, so bear with me, I'm going to get it on here really quick. So Love Inc. is an organization here in Rapid City that is an affiliate. So we aren't actually directly connected with the national office as such that they mandate anything. We're all free to do what we want to do and let the ministry impact the community that we're in based upon the community's needs. Each community obviously has unique needs. I think I talked with Mary, and she had said that a lot of you aren't from around here, that you've traveled here. So there is a national website for Love Inc. that you can go to and click on your area and see if there's an affiliate near you to connect with. Just so you have a brief understanding of the background, I'm just going to share this little tidbit with you. So it was founded in 1977 is when it started, and Virgil Golker was a guy that just had a desire, a passion, a Holy Spirit-led hunger to unite the church to the needs of the people that he was seeing that were broken, I guess would be the best word for it. So he began that in Holland, Michigan. It did grow over the years. So currently there are 157 Love Inc. affiliates in 30 states that represent a network of more than 8,600 churches, 9,200 community-based organizations, and 100,000 plus volunteers, meeting more than, just last year alone, 1.6 million needs. So there's a vast way to connect with the community as a result of it. Our mission, as I understand it, I work in the clearinghouse part of Rapid City's Love Inc. And again, it's as I understand it, because the Holy Spirit has guided me into. I was a volunteer first, and then I got connected in a roundabout way. I finished in 2013 my master's in civil engineering at the School of Mines here in Rapid City, and didn't think I was going to be a social worker, but lo and behold, here I am. I'm still kind of pondering that one, and God and I are on the same page, but I'm still just trusting in faith. But it's been amazing. And so as I see it, our mission is to mobilize you, to mobilize the local churches, to transform lives of people in the community, and that's it. That's the whole mission. And the thing that I find most rewarding is when I first was volunteering is I would come in and I would meet other people, and I was being trained by other people that were volunteering, and they were from different denominations. And it's such a blessing to see that. I guess I should have shared this if you haven't figured it out yet. Inc. is not for incorporated. It's love in the name of Christ. So that's what it stands for. And that is a pretty common goal across all the different denominations, right? To share love in the name of Christ. And it's just beautiful to see that bond being united across those different hang-ups, I guess you could call it. So we partner with over 50 local churches here in Rapid City, in the region. And I've been mentored as a volunteer. I've been on mission trips all over the world, and I've also been on mission trips here in Rapid City every day in my job I do now. And I've been mentored by different people. One particular man that I've gotten blessed with, his name's Chuck. He's just a neat man. He's a Catholic based faith is the religion that he has followed his whole life, and he has blessed me in so many ways. I was raised believing that there's a difference, that each religion had its it's rules that you had to follow, or else you're not going to get to heaven. And it's just been so fun to have those walls come tumbling down as I interact with different people and realize that that love in the name of Christ is where it's at. And we were driving along in the delivery truck the other day, and the radios broke, and he just whipped out the Bible and just started reading Proverbs. And it was the best radio station ever. And it's amazing how just sharing time together can really transform you as a volunteer, as well as the individuals that are reaching out for assistance. So Love Inc. in the Rapid City area here, we have a call center which I operate. It's the clearinghouse. People can call in. We get calls all day, Monday through Friday, and we direct them to you, to the different churches, whoever has a ministry. If there's a way we can connect them with you and get you involved in meeting those needs, praise the Lord. That's our hope. And we identify the needs. And it's a real neat unifying resource that avoids a lot of overlap where people are going and taking advantage of the different churches over and over. We can kind of validate. We have a process of validating the legitimacy of those needs so that it's more of a hand up than a hand out, that whole mentality. We do require that everybody invest something before they receive something. We don't require that they invest a lot. It's more the act of saying, here I am. And it's neat to see how that works. I do have some handouts. I'm back here by the water that really give you a kind of an overview of the different ways to engage, to connect, whether it's as a volunteer or as a recipient. We do offer classes in the community at 3 different campuses that have life skill bettering classes that are donated by local professionals in this community. They donate their time and they teach these classes. So anybody's welcome to take those classes. They're free. And then also, like I said, I heard that a lot of you aren't from around here. So we just recently opened up a Love Inc. in Sturgis, which is a community that's outside of Rapid City here. So there's always opportunity to change your local community, whether it's Belfouche or a smaller community, that you can use the model that the Love Inc. has and see how it's working to engage your church in meeting those needs, and we'd love to answer those types of questions. I would do the best I can here, or you can call the office too. And ultimately, I just want to say, keep up the faith. Wherever it is in your heart that you're connected to the Lord, remember that He has a good plan for it, for you and for those that we're impacting. So, and thank you for letting us come here and speak today.
Good morning. My name is Rita Dupree, and I am here representing Rachel's Vineyard. Sad to say, statistically, 1 in 9 women sitting in the pews at our churches have suffered from an abortion. Pretty sad statistics. Rachel's Vineyard is a weekend. It's a post-abortive weekend, and it's a healing ministry. It offers a loving and compassionate chance to heal for any woman or man struggling with the emotional or spiritual pain of an abortion. The retreat allows them to get away from work and family pressures, to focus on a painful time in their life, and to begin healing through a supportive and a non-judgmental process. Many preconceived fears of condemnation are transformed into blessings. Memories of abandonment, pain, and confusion are replaced by peace and reconciliation. A Rachel's Vineyard retreat focuses on God's love and forgiveness in a supportive environment. Based on Catholicism, the retreat is open to and welcomes individuals of all denominations. To speak to someone who has attended a Rachel's Vineyard retreat, I do have some business cards in the back. Please take a pamphlet or a business card, take them home to your parishes or your churches, and share this retreat. The local Rachel's Vineyard ministry, our needs include a lot of prayer year-round, and especially at retreat times, which are April and October. A greater public awareness by sharing our brochures and having announcements, and inviting a speaker to come to your group, encouraging someone hurting from abortion to attend a retreat, and of course we also need financial support. Again, I have the address on our cards in the back. And on a personal note, after 34 years, I went to my first retreat. The incredible healing I received after suffering in silence was amazing. And no longer did I hold that sin in the center of my heart, but I could reach up to God, and His merciful love, forgiveness, healing was extended to me. And now He's asked me to be bold and courageous and extend that to anybody suffering. So I invite you to please share this weekend. It's a beautiful healing weekend. Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas. God bless you.
Good morning. My name is Jay Schmallen. I'm a Vincentian, a member of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. We want to thank Bishop Gruss for inviting us to expand into the Rapid City Diocese. And I want to thank Mary Helen for calling and inviting us to this meeting. The last weekend of October, 5 of us will be back in Rapid City, Piedmont, and Spearfish to be in local parishes. We were founded in Paris in 1833 by Blessed Frederick Ozanam. We opened in St. Louis in 1845, which, if you think of those two figures, just amazed me. I mean, there wasn't email, there wasn't cell phones. How do you expand all the way across Europe and into the United States in such a short period of time? Our basic unit is the parish-based conference. We're now in over 70,000 parishes in 150 countries. The society is composed of women and men who seek their personal holiness through Christian friendship and through works of charity to the needy. We start and finish each meeting in prayer and discuss a gospel reflection. We pray before visiting friends on home visits, give the opportunity of our friends to pray with us, and we'll leave a prayer card for them. Vincentians have the opportunity of attending several retreats a year. We go in pairs to do home visits to the needy just as Christ did. We see the face of Christ in those we serve. I think that Pope Francis agrees with us. His tweet from January 17th was, "We who are Christians, members of God's family, are called to go out to the needy and to serve them." If none of you look at that little Vatican app, you can see his tweets every day, etc. It's really interesting. During the beatification of Blessed Frederick, St. Pope John Paul II talked about his membership in the society before he was ordained a priest. The society, he also mentioned Frederick's newspaper column written in the 1830s in Paris, where Frederick talked about many Catholic social values. He first came up with the idea, the forerunner of the basic minimum wage. He demanded action by the state to assist workers who became unemployed or could no longer work because of illness or disability. He asked that retirement be guaranteed to workers. To quote Frederick, "I ask that we should take responsibility for the people who have too many needs and not enough rights, who are claiming a fuller part in public affairs and guarantees in favor of work and against misery." We have a new training manual on Voice of the Poor, which is back on the table along with the literature. We call our effort at CST Voice of the Poor, where we speak out and actually publish white papers on various subjects and pass them out to congregations. The last one was last national one a few years ago was on payday loans. So I look forward to meeting a lot more South Dakotans at the table today. Thank you.
And last but not least, my name is Mary Helen Olson. I am the president of the Social Justice Commission. And I just want to take a moment, though, to recognize the people on the commission. They're kind of scattered around the room, but I'd like to ask for them to stand, please, so that you can see who is working on behalf of the social justice work here in our diocese. Father Chris Williams, stand up. We got to make big. So these are the people that I have helped coordinate today's event, and thank you so much for coming. You know, your presence here means a lot to us because we know that you are going to take these words back to your parishes, and that is our hope, is that you carry this back to the people that you work with. I'm very, very grateful to our vendors for coming, for giving their Saturday, beautiful Saturday up. I never know if it's better to be here in a blizzard or a gorgeous day. But thank you for giving your time for the vendors. Sharing their passion of the gospel and sharing what they do is just what a gift to be present as we listen to them. The people from Catholic Social Services did not make it out, so I wanted to just put a plug in. They do wonderful work, Catholic Social Services. They asked me, though, to make this plug. Dr. Jonathan J. Rice, Executive Director of the Department of Justice, Peace, and Human Development for the USCCB, will be the guest speaker for the Palm Sunday brunch. And the topic specifically is on the work that we are doing here today, really the work of Christ in action. So I just want to put that in your radar to make, you know, a point that maybe you can come to Palm Sunday brunch, CSS. And you can smell the wonderful food coming. You can smell that wonderful aroma. We have a lunch break now until 1 o'clock. My hope is that you will have your lunch, visit with the vendors, visit with our speaker. After lunch at 1 o'clock, we come back. Sister Teresa Ann Wolf will be talking to us about human trafficking, what is going on in South Dakota. So I know I'm just excited to hear her chat also. And then Representative Conzit will be here at the end of the day to talk about how do we legislatively change things. So before we begin, let's just go ahead and do our meal prayer, and then you're free till 1 o'clock to eat and visit vendors.